This is a Wednesday night.
Yeah, I wasn't very comfortable holding it like that. I don't want to block Louie though. I want people to be. You know what I'm saying? I want people to be able to see my angry dear boyfriend. How much I love him. He is me. I am him. My angry dear boy. Where were we? Alright, so I'm going to lie to you people and tell you that after this episode, things will be a lot more coherent and consistent, but, you know, I don't really do that, per se. So, first things first, my microphone stand broke. That's exciting. I get to be like Big Joel. Who else does this? FD Signifier, I've seen do this lately. You know, you're holding a microphone that you're really supposed to have on a stand. This is a compressor microphone. This is like a serious business, no joke microphone. I use this for recording like fart sounds. I use it for fart sounds. Alright, so we took a little break there. You know, I realized as I was plotting out the episode 1 that very quickly it's going to come up. There's going to be some people who are canceled in this series. And, you know, so I made this a series called Content Warning. The first episode was on Patrick Clark, who is, of course, a Velveteen Dream, who is, of course, at this time, the North American champion. And so this next match is going to be Velveteen Dream versus Roderick Strong for the North American Championship. Drake Younger is the referee, and god damn it, there's another episode of Content Warning, so I guess there'll always be fruitful content to be mined here, but that's just unfortunate. I mean, talk about blowing a payday with that guy. The Prince thing was really heavy with Velveteen Dream here, and I love it. I loved it. Every minute of it. He was, you know, like, seriously, like, the mainstream wrestling queer representation that we needed, and that's why it just pisses me off so much that he had to blow it. Anyway, Beth Phoenix, astute observation, Roderick Strong burned his couch to send a message. The message was, fuck your couch, evidently. What is she even talking about? I don't know. I lost the context of that one in between times. There's a bunch of graps to start. Commentary keeps saying that this is the most important match of Roderick Strong's career, and I'm like, you know, he's a former ROH World Champion, right? Show some respect. Damn. But I mean, I know. This is Vince-era WWE, so no other wrestling exists, and everything they talk about has to be some stuff that happened in their universe. And it goes even deeper than that, though, and that the stuff that happens here on NXT does not exist on the main roster. It's just the mind-boggling, the levels of doublethink you have to do in order to be like a WWE fan at this time, much less like somebody who works for the company. Fucking brainwashed weirdos. Roderick Strong takes control out of the first commercial break, though, with a backbreaker on the barricade. Surprise. Back first into the apron. Another surprise. It's a Roddy Strong match. There's going to be a lot of backbreaker-based offense. That's just the way it is. Roderick Strong has a grip like a pistachio nut. Hard to open, says Mauro Ranallo. Like, that's an interesting observation. I'm not sure what to do with that information per se, but good for you being all grippy. Anyway, Strong starts in with the chops, and they sound like they fucking hurt. I wrote here, the Velveteen Dream reminds me a lot of a young Ken Kennedy in that he's always squirming, fighting, trying to get out of the hole. It was never his philosophy to sit there and take it. It's like, no, I'm a smart wrestler. That's my character. I'm going to find a way to, get out of the way of your hole there. It's like the Samoa Nope. Samoa Joe when he walks out the way of a diving crossbody. It's the same kind of philosophy I feel like there. Alright, so we got some more back-based offense. There was a back suplex into a backbreaker, a Uranagi into a backbreaker. Strong goes for the stronghold, but gets reversed momentarily into a shit shooter before getting pushed out. I mean, absolutely shit. Like, you think the Rock's sharpshooter is bad? Velveteen Dream's sharpshooter was shit, man. It's absolute shit shooter. Stair bump into the commercial break, and when we come back from the commercial break, Velveteen Dream is being whipped into the corner, climbing the turnbuckles, and then my video feed froze, so I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Dream hit the goddamn deadfall, but I guess he was doing it first, and they called it the Dream DT. It's cringe. They're out on the apron now, and that's the hardest part of the ring, so these guys should be careful. There's a This Wrestling chant. Roderick Strong with a humble double underhook into the ropes. Velveteen Dream gets in the ropes in Andre style and then runs back and forth hitting elbows while blatantly slapping his thigh each time. I mean, it was super obvious. I'm not one to call out thigh slaps usually because I think they add a lot to professional wrestling, and I think that their overuse is a bit overblown. But Jesus Christ, elbow, thigh slap, elbow, thigh slap, elbow, thigh slap. I'm like, bro, come on. Another backbreaker before Roddy locks in another humble double underhook into a Tiger Driver. The stronghold is then locked in and the crowd is losing their shit. Dream makes the ropes here and out comes the rest of the United Empire. No, that's the wrong UE, sorry. Undisputed Era to inspire him, but he just gets his ass kicked for a minute until the ref gets taken out. One shoulder block puts down Drake Younger? I've seen the man take bumps off of scaffolds before. That doesn't fucking work for me at all, man. Anyway, a lot of shenanigans happen, and Roddy hits the end of Heartache, but Velveteen Dream still kicks out. The Dream Valley driver, Adam Cole, kicks Dream. The end of Heartache again, and Roddy wins. Crowd pops for big for the title change. Good job, Roddy, you done did it. I mean, that's a good positioning for Undisputed Era going into this Undisputed Era of NXT, is now every single one of them is holding gold. And, you know, that is a very successful group then. Hopefully this audio comes through because I've been holding my microphone at a slightly turned angle the entire time. Cool. Following this match, that was the end of the first hour of NXT, the one that was broadcast on USA Network, and so from this point forward, it's essentially a new show. Another hour of NXT is presented on WWE Network. Same exact arena, crowd, everything, and you know they're just carrying over the same programming, but it's on a different network, so it's kind of a different program. And they have a new opening for the second hour that recaps the last few minutes and what just happened. And, you know, just gets us up to speed. It's a real, you know, really it's just a Shop Zone commercial. They've been celebrating for like 5 minutes now. We get another match after that. Pete Dunne versus Arturo Ruas. Yeah, come on. You know who won. Pete Dunne won. He won with the finger spot. And I forgot about Ruas completely, you know. He's Brazilian, though, it looks like, when I did some research on it. He does a lot of the
Capoeira.
So butchering the pronunciation on it, but the dance fighting. Very graps, much tussle. Do you do graps? I do graps too. That was the story of this match. Pete Dunne stomps on Ruas' bare feet, and that made me very happy. Every time I see a wrestler come out and they're not wearing shoes, I'm like, why doesn't the guy just stomp on his fucking foot? That seems so super obvious, doesn't it? Anyway, man, Ruas sucks is what I wrote in my notes. That's why I don't remember him. I love Pete Dunne, and I want this match to be over, and it was, thankfully, over quickly. Got another ad segment. We're advertising Lio Rush versus Oney Lorcan tonight as part of the Cruiserweight Championship #1 Contenders Tournament. A weird Hell in the Cell promo. It's the red one, so yikes. And Dakota Kai, the captain of Team Kick. Result of that segment was Mild Dangerous via Lio Rush. I love Lio Rush. He's amazing. Every time that I get a chance to see Lio Rush, I'm like, I love Lio Rush. And I do love a tournament, too. And is this the Rollins versus Fiend match they're advertising? It is. Oh, man. I mean, that's an interesting contradiction for me already. The quality of the programming that we're getting here versus the quality that they were putting on the main roster, vastly different. NXT was better, just straight up. Okay, we got another match. Xia Brookside. Nope. Sorry, that's somebody else entirely. Xia Li versus Aaliyah with Vanessa Thorne. Whatever happened to Xia Li? That's a good question, you know. She's looking buff as hell here, though. Takes the advantage early with aggression and stiff kicks. Aaliyah tries to mount a comeback and eats a jawbreaker and a forearm. She botched to hop off the top rope, but powered through to the next spot regardless. Kick, 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 kick. Kick, 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 kick. You read my notes again? Kick. I love this shit, and so does the crowd. Another match? We got oh my god. You know, I wrote this down. I'm not really sure how to. Here we go. Denzel Dejournay versus Kushida. It went to no contest via Imperium. And who the fuck is Denzel? I mean, that's a good question, you know? And why is he being attacked by... What the fuck did I just write? And why is he being attacked by... Another good question. The crowd chanting, "We want Walter," as Denzel gets hit with the European bomb. Wolf does the bomb while Kaiser does the uppercut off the top rope. And we snap to attention as Walter's music starts to play. Sorry, I had to capitalize that. Volta! The WWE UK champion. Remember that belt? It's a great looking belt, even if it didn't mean a goddamn thing. UK champion is here too. Mild reaction. Chants. "We are Imperium. The mat is sacred. We are here to restore the honor and tradition of our sport." Starts talking in German and is interrupted by Kushida. Walter grabs Kushi, but Kushi slips out of his jacket and connects with the jumping spin kick to the face. His music plays as the bails to the back and we go to commercial. Alright, party people, we got 2 more matches in this show. First is that much anticipated, by me anyway, Cruiserweight Tournament first round match, Oney Lorcan versus Lio Rush. Mauro Ranallo. Lio Rush is faster than 5G and so fly he gets a bird's eye. Gets the point across, he is really fast. Surprisingly, Lorcan gets the jump on Lio, rushing him in the corner as soon as the bell rings. Then does it 3 more times before hitting the fastest running blockbuster I've ever seen. Like, he put some stank on that, bro. Rush gets back in, and then with 3 consecutive Lope Suicidas. Lope Suicida is the one where he goes between the bottom and the middle rope. And I love Lopez. I love Lopez so much. They just look like fucking violent as shit. Probably because they are. But like, goddamn, it looks so good on camera. I don't think I'd want to take one. But they look great on camera. And he hit 3 of them in a row. And that's all in the first minute. 1 minute into the match. We'll take a breather and roll back in and slow down the offense for a moment while they shoot off the ropes and launch into a sequence that ends with a Hurricane Rana. There's got dueling chants. People like Lorcan. People like Loki. Loki's not in this match. People like Lorcan. People like Lio. People like who they like, you know? Lorcan goes after the legs, then somehow wedges Lio into the ropes in the corner. Lio powders to the outside, and Lorcan gut wrench deadlifts Lio and carries him around the ring for a minute before getting the Doctor Bomb. It's fucking brutal. Lorcan starts going after the legs with standing single leg crabs and dragon screws. Lorcan chops the soul out of Lio and tries to body slam him through the mat. They whip to the ropes and chop Cell. Simple but effective assholery. You gotta love it. Lorcan moves out of the way of the frog splash though, and Lio lands on his feet, but sells the legwork from earlier. Side note, anyone who really thinks that modern wrestlers don't sell doesn't watch modern wrestling. Lorcan goes for a powerbomb, but Rush fights out once, but not the second time. Then right into a single leg crab. Jesus, he's got a hold of him. Rush breaks out, then gets caught right back in. Pulls Lio in for the ropes, from the ropes, and then transitions into an STF. Rush almost passes out, but then gets the ropes. He goes for a giant slap, but then Lio hits his super fast strike combo. Lorcan hooks up, but Lio counters with the Spanish Fly and follows up directly with the Rush Hour. A great match. Got the pin off of that move and sells the legs post-match too. Alright, the last match. The main event. It's Matt Riddle, content warning, versus Killian Dane. I don't know what to tell you. Some wrestlers are just stupid. This is a street fight, and I'm going to try to be objective about Matt Riddle, but come on. He's skilled, but such a fucking douche. Not just that his character is a douche, like, he's a douche. Killian Dane starts off hot with a large man drop kick. Riddle gets 2 suplexes in on the big man, goes the outside, and Dane goes for a cane shot early. Honestly, a great reversal from Riddle. Weapon shots and outside the ring brawling. Senton backstage from Dane to Riddle because why not? We're in the locker room now, I guess. I totally, spaced all that, but here we are. Now we're outside, and Riddle gets thrown into a semi-truck. They brawl around Walter until Walter grabs Riddle and chokes him out. Good for you, Walter. Good guy, Walter. Debuted right here on NXT. Shaky cam footage of a giant schmoz as everyone starts fighting everyone, and Riddle and Dane make it back to the ring. the rest of it all comes with them. So like everybody's brawling in backstage, and the entire crowd just moves to the ring at the same time. NXT chants from the crowd, and honestly, yeah, this is pretty cool. I fucking love this. I think they're trying to stop this match, but it's just like bodies everywhere. They have to stay on hard cam because the Rovers keep getting jostled. This is crazy. This is fucking nuts. Like, it would just look like complete chaos on the air. And it's still going. The Fat Man hits the elbow dive to the outside, and holy shit chants break out as we go off air. I mean, that's a hell of a way to end the match. That is a good main event push here. You don't know what happened. You know, I think we have to wait until next week to get the actual like results of that match. We're just going to call it a no contest via schmoz. But Jesus Christ! So yeah, so overall, I think that was a very good debut from NXT. I liked that they weren't. I don't know how to put this. It's like, you know, some of the later stuff using my future vision. That NXT versus AEW did was them stacking the card like ridiculously, where it would just be like John Cena returns and they got the fucking Superman or fucking, I don't know, whatever, you know, like just putting ridiculously big stars on it. This was all the homegrown talent that you would see on a regular basis in NXT, so I don't feel like it was really cheating as so much as they're just like being douchey. WWE, everyone. Stay fresh, cheese bags. I'll see you next time. Oh my god, the microphone disappeared like halfway through. Amazing.